Hi dear students, today maths support materials we can see for the 2024 and 25 class 10th maths. What are the things is there? In previous section we have studied about real numbers, and in these sections we will study about polynomials. The second topic is polynomials. Today we are discussing about the polynomials. What are the important questions they may ask in the standard and basic, both the question and answers, that we can discuss here in this video. Before going to that one, we can see that in algebra, the part 2, I mean unit 2, we are having polynomials. We can find here zeros of the polynomial. That is a one part, 1 marks questions they may ask in this one. Relationship between zeros and the coefficient of the quadratic polynomials. Here we can see that sum and product and calculations, these are all the things we will study about in polynomials. Poly means many. In this section we will see that mind maps of what polynomials. This is we can see here. And now we are going to the mind map. First, polynomial, the topic itself, it is known as polynomials, and we are discussing about relationship between zeros and coefficient of the quadratic polynomial. In this one, cubic and quadratic polynomial will come. Cubic means it should be having ax cube, bx square and cx plus d. These are all the things we will see here, and I will zoom it and I will show. In the polynomials we see about relationship between zeros and the coefficient of quadratic polynomial. After cubic polynomial we study about the what are the things: ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. The sum of the zeros is alpha plus beta plus gamma equals to minus b by a, and sum of the product of the zeros is given as alpha beta, beta gamma and gamma alpha, that is represented as c by a. Product of the zeros is equals to alpha beta gamma, that is equals to minus d by a. These are all the things we will study in this section. And next one is zeros of the polynomial graphically. Here how the graphically representation of zeros of the polynomial, we will see that cuts x-axis at 2 points. Here you can see that here it is 1 point and here also 1 point is there. So number of the zeros is 2. This diagram also represents the graph touches at 2 points. In case 2, the graph cuts the x-axis exactly on the 1 point, the single point. You can see in the diagram, this is the diagram, it shows the cutting of the graph in the single point or 1 point. Here the graph does not cut at x-axis, so number of the zeros is 0. Here the touches at 1 point, then the number of zeros is 1. There is no touching of the on the x-axis, it is number of zeros is 0. I hope you understood. Next, further we are moving towards the graphical representation of quadratic polynomial. You will get the graph as it is parabola. These are all the things you will study in this section, and the plotting of the graph is very important, and writing the scale also important. And the x-axis and y-axis coordinates, x dash, y dash, and what are the things are there, minus section. And here these are all the things you have to mention very properly in the answer sheet to get the good marks. Next, further we are moving to higher power of the x in the polynomial p of x, and some of the logic we will see here. Degree of the polynomial, linear means the power should be 1, and quadratic means the power should be 2, cubic means the power should be 3. Here you can see that linear quadratic equation, linear quadratic cubic, these are all the equation we will see here. Then some of the key points they have given mentioned here. Just you can pause the video and you can study these things. And the main concept what we are important is sum of the zeros alpha plus beta equals to minus b by a. Product of the zeros, that is alpha into beta equals to c by a, that is a constant term divided by coefficient of x square, that is alpha into beta. These are all the things you will study, and these are all the important things you have to study in this section. And next we are further moving to the some important concepts. Here one of the problem is given, the quadratic polynomial. The sum of whose zeros is minus 5. Sum of whose zeros is, sum means alpha beta, that is inside, that is sum. Alpha plus beta equals to minus 5, and the product is 6. Alpha into beta, that is equals to 6. So one very important formula is that I will disclose here now. X square minus of alpha into beta, this one we have to write alpha plus beta multiply by x plus alpha into beta, this one we have to write here, that is equals to, what is the equation you will get, that is the equation we have to write here. Here x square you have to mention as it is, minus alpha plus beta is minus of minus 5, x plus alpha beta is 6, that is how much you will get, minus into minus you will get plus. So the final answer is x square plus 5x plus 6. This is the answer you will get. The answer is x square minus 5x or plus 5x. Here the plus 5x, the answer is first, that is the answer you can see here. This is the one type of the questions they will ask in the final examination. I hope you understood. Here the calculation is given. Once you glance the calculation, I hope my steps are clear and for you understanding about all the things, steps, how I written here, everything will be clear for you. Then some of the practice questions is given. I hope you understood. Take down this one. And next we are going for the practice questions. If the zeros of the quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0 is not given, but c is not equals to 0 are given or equal, then what is the answer you will get here? Here these are all the questions very important. Here the D is the answer. The C and A have same sign. Here the C and A have same sign. For this one, this is the answer for that one. Then we are going for the second question. A quadratic polynomial whose zeros are minus 3, whose zeros are minus 3 and minus 4. Already minus 3 and minus 4 is given, means the equation is, what we can tell, that represents x square plus 7x plus 12. If you calculate, means you will get this answer. The option is B. Then third one, if the zeros of the quadratic polynomial x square plus a plus 1 into x plus b are 2 and minus 3, then what is the answer you will get? That is the D answer. A equals to 0, that is equals to, a equals to 0 and b equals to minus 6 is the answer. This is very important. A equals to 0 and b equals to minus 6 is the answer. You can calculate, and when you will get the answer, you will surprise those things. How you got this one? Steps are very interesting. And then we can go for the fourth question. The number of polynomials having zeros as minus 2 and 5 is, so answer is, that is D, more than 3. Because here we are not having the time to solve the problems, but I can give the answers for these questions. You can calculate and you can find out the answer and you can clarify the answers here. And we are going for the next fifth. The zeros of the quadratic polynomial x square plus 9x plus 18 are what? Both are negative. This is the answer. You can check the answer once, you will get the final answer. Next we will see that fifth is finished. The sixth question, the number of zeros that polynomial f of x equals to x minus 2 whole square plus 4. Here the equation is very important, can have. What is the answer? Can you guess here? Here the choice is given, that is the B, that is the 2 is the answer. You can see here. And graph of the quadratic polynomial is, the graph of the quadratic polynomial, how is the graph will come? Quadratic it is there, means you will get the parabola, whatever it may be, you will get parabola is the answer for this one. And eighth one, the zeros of the polynomial can be determined graphically the number of zeros of the polynomial is equals to the number of points where the graph polynomials is totally, it is b intersect at x-axis. Intersect at x-axis. Zeros of the polynomial can be determined graphically. The number of zeros of the polynomial is equals to the number of points where the graph of a polynomial intersect at x-axis. This is the answer, you can see. Then ninth one, if graph of a polynomial does not intersect the x-axis but intersect at y-axis in one point, it will intersect at y, this is x-axis and y-axis, it will intersect at y point, then the number of zeros of the polynomial is equals to, exactly it is 0, because there is no touching of the x-axis, so it is always 0. And the ninth one, the answer is A. 10th one, a polynomial of degree n has at most n zeros. Exactly, at most what n zeros will become. I hope you understood. Next, 2 marks questions. Yeah, these are all the important questions, children. You can study these things by taking the screenshot, or you can write down. You can pause the video and you can take the answers. If I will give some of the hints, that's all. If the product of the zeros of the polynomial p of x equals to x square minus 2x minus k square minus 10 is 1, then find the value of k. Here we have to find the value of k. Solution is given, we have to take the equation as it is, and what are the things is there? A is how much? Here nothing is there, means 1, that is considered as a equals to 1, and b is minus 2, and c is already they have given that with minus we have to take minus k square minus 10. Then the product of the zeros alpha into beta is 1 and c by a is 1, and minus of the, and you can see here minus k square minus 10 equals to 1 and k square minus 10 equals to minus 1. Shifting the minus to this side, you will get the minus to this side, you will get minus 1. The k square minus 10 as it is, you can write here, we will get minus 1. K square equals to minus 1 plus 10, that is equals to 9. K equals to plus or minus 3. Here we will get what? K equals to plus or minus 3. It is very important question. Finding the k value is very important question. This contains the 2 marks. You can easily solve. Check it out once. Once it is given, you can see that the product of the zeros alpha into beta is 1. Already they have mentioned that it is 1. That is the thing. The product is. Product means we can go with alpha into beta. Sum means plus. Product means multiplication. Alpha into beta. Here alpha into beta equals to c by a. That is a formula they have mentioned here. I hope you understood. The value is k equals to plus or minus 3 because the square is there. When you shift the square to this side, you will get k square equals to 9. K equals to plus or minus 3. I mean 3 square with root. Square will get cancelled. So root cancels means we will get plus or minus 3. I hope you understood. The answer is plus or minus 3. And next, further we are moving towards the practice questions. These are all the things so you can solve in the sheet. See the first question. Only answers I will write. Find the quadratic polynomial of its zeros are 0, minus 5. The answer is, you can write it as x square minus root of 5x. This is the answer for first question. Find the quadratic polynomial if its zeros are 0, minus 5. Next, second one. Find the value of x in the polynomial 2a square plus 2xa and plus 5a minus 10. If a plus x is one of its factor, a plus x is if one of its factor, means you can see that when 2xa, the answer is 2. For this one, answer is 2. It is very important. Keep it in the mind. You can solve this question by pausing the video, children. Next, third one we will see. How many zeros does the polynomial x minus 9 whole square minus 4 have? Also find its zeros. Here 2 zeros can possible. They are 7 and 11. Points on that one is 7 and 11 is that one. Then fourth question we will see. If the sum of the zeros of the quadratic polynomial 3x square minus kx plus 6 is 3, then find the value of k. Here also you can find the value of k. For fourth one, k equals to 9. The answer is 9. Then we are further moving towards the fifth question. Here also we can find the value of k. If the sum of the zeros of the polynomial p of x equals to k square minus 14 into x square minus 2x minus 12 is 1. Same as usual, first problem we have solved like that only we can solve here. Then find the value of k. The k is plus or minus 4. It means k will come as 64. You will get k square equals to 64. Sum of the equation you will get previous equation. Then come to the sixth question. From the quadratic polynomial whose zeros are 3 plus root 2 and 3 minus root 2, the answer is, form a quadratic equation. Here we can form the quadratic polynomial, that is x square minus 6x plus 7. This is the quadratic equation we can form by these values. Then come to the seventh. Find the quadratic polynomial whose sum and product of the zeros are minus 2 and 1 by 3 respectively. So the answer is, next seventh one. Find the quadratic polynomial whose sum and product of the zeros are minus root 2 and 1 by 3 respectively. Here the sum is root 2 and the product is 1 by 3. Then the equation will be, I will write this one here, seventh one, 3x square minus 3 root 2x plus 1. This is the answer you will get. And come to the eighth one. If 1 zeros of the polynomial 5z square plus 13z minus p is reciprocal of the other, then find the value of p. P, the value is minus 5. Here the value of p is minus 5. This is the answer you can get from this one. And ninth one. Find the quadratic polynomial, the sum of whose zeros is minus 8 and their product is 12. It is not minus 8, it is 8. Here product is 18 and sum is 8. Alpha plus beta is 8 and alpha into beta is 12. If you calculate, means you will get the ninth equation as x square minus 8x plus 12, and zeros are 6 and 2. 6 and 2 are the zeros. Then we are further moving towards the next question. Write the number of zeros. Write the number of zeros and what are the zeros of the polynomial whose graph is given in the figure. Graph is given in the figure. How many zeros are there? We can see that 3 points. It is touched at 3 points on the x-axis. So it is always 3 zeros. And minus 2, 0 and 2. On these points you will get 3 zeros. Then next we can further move towards the short answer type questions. It carries 3 marks questions. Very important questions. Here in this chapter 3 marks question also will come. So one of the question is p of x, ax square minus 8x plus 3 is given, where the non-real numbers 1 zeros of p of x is 3 times the other zeros. Find the value of a. We have to find the value of a. What is the shape of the graph of p of x? That is the calculation we have done here. You can go through this one and you can solve this one, because of the time span we can go for the next problems. Here practice question is given. For that one I will give the answers. You can solve in the sheets. If the sum of the zeros of the polynomial a plus 1x square and 2a plus 3x 3a plus 4 is minus 1, then find the product of the zeros. Product of the zeros is 2. Product of the zeros is how much? That is a 2. And then here second question, if the sum of the squares of the zeros of the polynomial x square plus p of x plus 45 is equals to 135, then find the value of p. The value of p is, here also you can calculate like that, p equals to plus or minus 15. P equals to plus or minus 15 is the answer. Then come to the third one. If one of the zeros of the polynomial 3x square minus 8x plus 2k plus 1 is 7 times the other, find the value of k. Here the value of k is 2 by 3. Here the value of k is 2 by 3. Then if the zeros of the p of x equals to 2x square minus 6x minus 3 are 3 plus or minus root k divided by 2, where the k is the real number, find the value of k. Here the fourth answer, that is 15. The value of k equals to 15. Then next we are coming for the fifth question. In the fifth question we will see that if alpha and beta are the zeros of the polynomial x square minus 17x plus 72, find the polynomial whose zeros are minus 2 alpha and minus 2 beta. The answer is, we have to give the equation type questions. So what is the equation you can get? That is x square plus 34x plus 288. This is the answer you will get. Next 5 marks questions. We are moving for the 5 marks question. I hope you understand. I will analyze the question. If alpha and beta are the zeros of x square plus 7x and 12, then find the value of 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta minus 2 alpha beta. Also find the quadratic polynomial whose zeros are 2 alpha. 2 times alpha value plus beta value. It is sum. And alpha plus 2 beta. The value of beta twice and alpha plus 2 beta we have to calculate. Then you will get the answer. This is the calculation they have done here. That is 110. You will get the answer like this. Next practice questions is given. I will give the hint how to check. If alpha and beta are the zeros of the polynomial, that is p of x equals to 2x square plus 5x plus k, satisfying the reaction alpha square plus beta square plus alpha beta equals to 21 by 4, then the value of k, you have to find the value of k. K equals to 2. You can solve this one, you will get the k value is 2. Then second question, if one zeros of the polynomial p of x equals to 2x square minus 4kx plus 6x minus 7 is a negative of other, find the zeros of x square minus kx minus 1. Verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficient of the polynomial. That is answer is 2 and minus 1 by 2. Then third one, if alpha and beta are the zeros of the polynomial x square plus x minus 12 such that alpha is greater than beta, verify the relationship between the coefficient of the polynomial. If 1 by alpha is one of the zeros of the polynomial kx square plus 5x minus 3, find the value of k. Here also we can calculate. The answer is, for third one, alpha equals to 3, beta equals to minus 4 and k equals to 12. This is the answer you will get to know here. This is very important. These are all the questions will come under 5 marks question. Next we are further moving towards the case study based question, children. Here you can get the full good scores once I will give the questions. You You can read the question. I will pause the, or you can pause the videos, and for the first question I will give the answers. For first question it is 0, 5. Second one 31.25 units. Third one A is 3, 2. And our question is B. That is B answer is 4, 1. Then next we are moving towards the practice. Okay, here the one question, the first question, it is having the answer 0, 5. Second one is having 31.25 units. You can calculate. Third one is having, that A question is having 3, 2, and B is having 4, 1. Second one question also is find the value of alpha plus beta whole square. That is alpha plus beta whole square is 576, and the find the zeros of p of x is 16, 8, and third one x square minus 25x plus 126. This is the answer. And our question we can see that minus 15 divided by 16 is the answer. And third one, in the third question we can see that the graph is given, and you can find the zeros of that one, t, and everything is given. That is first one is answer is 5/4, 0, and the second one is minus 6 is the answer, and third one t equals to 0 and t equals to 5/4. And our question, that B, that is 1/4, 1. This is the answer. You will get to know here, children. This is the way we can solve the problems. And now I will show some assertion and reasoning questions. You can judge by your own method. First one, the answer is, the question is given assertion and reasoning, the irrational zeros, like that, which is correct. A is correct. And first one, it is A. I mean both assertion and reasoning are true, like that we can judge. See the practice questions. First one assertion and reasoning, second one you check, third one, fourth one, fifth one. Here the 10th question is given by the assertion and reasoning. Very, very important questions. You can pause and you can go with these things. Fifth one, sixth one, seventh one, 8th, 9th, 10th. Here these are all the things, the assertion and reasoning questions they will ask in this one. I hope you understood. These are all the question and answers we have discussed in the polynomials. Most important questions and repeated questions, and what type of questions will come, everything we have discussed in the polynomials. Now we have completed the polynomial topic. Next we can further move towards the, these are all the things you have studied in the polynomials. You can pause and you can study about these things. And the next topic is pair of linear equation in two variable. These are all the questions you studied in the polynomials. Next we are further moving towards the pair of linear equation in two variable in the next section. The most important questions comes in the pair of linear equation in two variables. It is very, very important, and their graph also you can plot And here also some of the graphs you can observe by the quadratic equation, and a parabola will come here. Parabola shaped graphs you will get here. Next we are further moving towards the pair of linear equation in two variable. It is most important question with the graph. In that chapter only you can put the graph. I hope the polynomial you have understood every concept, and I cleared everything. 2 marks question, 3 marks question, case study based question, 5 marks question we have discussed here. Most important questions are discussed here. You can solve once all the question and answers. These are all the things is there. You can pause the video and you can see the questions and take down and do the work. You'll get good score. Till here the reasoning, assertion and reasoning, every topic, I mean all the step and stages we have studied. In the fill in the blanks 19th and 20th reasoning and assertion question will come, and 2 marks question we have discussed, 3 marks question we have discussed, and 5 marks question also we have discussed here, and case study base also we have discussed. Thank you for watching. For next video, pair of linear equation in two variable, we will update in a few hours. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. The next topic is pair of linear equation in two variable, that we will study in the next topics. Here some of the graph and everything we will see. Substitution method, elimination method, and general form, solution graphically, algebraic method, graphical representation. Here parallel lines, coincident and intersecting lines, coincident line and parallel lines you will study. And a1 by a2 is equals to b1 by b2, that is equals to parallel lines, and a1 by a2 is not equals to b1 by b2, that is intersecting lines, and a1 by a2 is equals to b1 by b2, that is equals to c1 by c2, that is coordinate lines. These are all the things you will study in the mind maps of first level, second level, third level also you will study in this one. And some of the things is I am showing here. Subscribe to get new video. Thank you.